Hello, Rock Chapel. This is Mike Wheelis again. I'm honored and blessed to get to share a devotional again with you. This one's going to be a little bit different, just because I've been challenged this week. Following what's been going on stateside and how it's really exploded across the country. Seeing an absolutely senseless death happen, and the hurt and the justified anger and the something more that's happened, that's led to the events that's gone on this week have been hard to watch. Again, I find myself just at a loss for words of how to react to this and how to be able to just be able to share my ministry with these kids, the high school and middle school kids, and just trying to understand where I fit in with all this and what I can do to help. But as I look back, I am reminded of an old DC Talk song, and I quote old because it's from 1996, but it's called "Colored People." I'll read some of the lyrics here to you in a second, but just it kind of helps remind me how relevant it is, even from 1996 to 2020. Like how we're still learning how to be one and being one body. And the section I'll read here in a second is just it just reminds me of what we need to be and where we should be going, even in this time of crisis, and that we should be focused on how we can bring justice, how we can bring peace, and how we can be caring for one another, even those that don't look like us, and especially those that don't look like us. And I throw myself in the category of being unfortunately ignorant about a lot of things. But as we look at these lyrics, the person that we can focus on how to help us through this is God, and where we go from there. With that said, I'll share the lyrics and kind of wrap this up. It'll be maybe a short devo this morning. Again, this is from DC Talks Colored People. A piece of canvas is only the beginning, for it takes on character with every loving stroke. This thing of beauty is the passion of an artist's hope. By God's design, we are a skin kaleidoscope. We've got to come together. Aren't we all human after all? We're colored people. We live in a tainted place. We're colored people. They call us the human race. We've got a history so full of mistakes. We're colored people, and we depend on a holy grace. Ignorance is wrong some races, and vengeance is the Lord. If we aspire to share this place, repentance is the cure. And the song continues on. It's one of my favorite songs from probably one of my favorite bands, so that dates me a little. But just a reminder that we're designed beautifully, and we are, as it says in the first couple of verses that I shared, like, we're just a piece of one big canvas, and we take on the character of God when we are focused and we are wholly devoted to Him. And when we are able to see that, we can see the beauty in what's around us, and that includes other people. And I think that's important for us to remind ourselves that, yes, we may all look differently, but that's the beautiful part of being here with one another, is that we get to share Christ with one another. We get to be in the presence of God with one another, and thankfully back in chapel with one another. And as we look through the crazy events that have gone on this week, we've got to remind ourselves that, yeah, we've had some ignorance, and it's wronged many people, but it's not us to take the vengeance. It's the Lord. And to be at a point where we can share this space, as they say in the song, we've got to be able to find repentance and ask for it and seek it from not only the Lord, from those that we've hurt and from those that we see hurting. And I don't know all the answers. I am still struggling to look and figure out what this looks like, even to today. But just to know that so many truths take place in this song, that we are so important to Him. We are so important to God, that we were designed by Him, that we're designed to be with relationship with Him and with one another, that we can still push forward with it, that we can still be there and be part with God and be with one another. This takes me back to a Bible verse that I've seen pop up on many different memes or just different pictures that people have posted, and that's 1 John chapter 2, and it's verses 9 and 10. If anyone claims, I am living in the light, but hates a fellow believer, or brother in the Old Greek, that person is living in darkness. Anyone who loves a fellow believer or brother is living in the light and does not cause anyone to stumble. I pray that we keep searching for that light. We keep striving to seek the light in the darkness that is around us, because that's what we're called to. We're called to be in that light and to be one with God. And if we can walk together with our brothers and sisters in Christ, it's only a beautiful thing. So as I've been challenged this week, I'll challenge you. How are you walking in the light? How are you looking for what's going on? How do I walk in the light personally and socially? And I'll just leave you with this one last question. How do I live more than just some of these hashtags, which are important, but instead of just being a hashtag, how do we live them out? Thank you for listening. I can't wait to see you guys in person soon. I'm planning to fly back the 12th, but I'll still be in quarantine for a while. But it'll be great to see you guys and to worship with you guys once again in chapel. See you soon, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.